Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday episode of Berardi and Cook with yourself, Jay, and myself, Smarty. We're going to be covering the. I'll say, well, I might as well say hello to you now. How are you doing, Jay? You all right, mate?
I've felt better, mate, but yeah, it's all for good reasons. After a win,
I can't really say anything myself. I look like eyes like piss holes in the snow. They are. We're going to be covering the win at home to Bournemouth. But before we do that, let's roll the intro.
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Orta Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
Hello, everyone. Get your comments in. Get your. We've tweeted out the link for the StreamYard if anyone wants to pop on and say a few things or whatever. Alison's in the comments already. I bet she's feeling wonderfully fresh this morning over there in Ireland. Whereas myself and Jay look and feel like we've just been run over.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Luke's in the comments, more and all. Great result, but still work to be done. Absolutely. What are your thoughts then, Jay? Should we break it up into the first half and second half? How do you want to do this? Because there's I don't know about you, but I still feel quite emotionally challenged, so to speak. I don't really know how to convey what exactly I'm going through at the minute. 1 minute I'm ready for walking out, everyone's shit. Sack the board, sack Marsh, get rid of all the team, and then next minute I'm elated and I'm smashing my shins to bits on the back of my seat. So I don't really know, to be honest. Hopefully it'll be a little bit clearer later on. But talk me through first half then. What did you think? What did you make of it?
It's a bit of a blur now, to be honest with you. I know what you mean about like your emotions are all over the place because it's the first time I've ever been at a game and thought, God, I could just fuck off now. Yeah. I mean, the first half were like, what a great start. You know what I mean? You couldn't have asked for a better start. And then same old shit. There's a man unmarked at back post who puts it away because there's no one fucking covering him. And I watched a little bit of Match of the Day this morning just to refresh my memory slightly. And I noticed there was like one of their goals. I can't remember if it was the first one or the second one now, though. But like Koch and Christensen were sort of stuck in there with 3 men to look after because they sent an extra man up and nobody came with him. And that's when we got caught out. Then with the guy,
Billings' goal, their second goal.
I can't remember who scored it now. It might have been. I'm blurry, mate. I'm blurry.
Just levered it into the top of the corner, didn't it?
No, the one on the edge of the box. That's no. I'm on about the one before that. It's the one where there was a guy near the far post
completely
and he put it into the bottom corner. Yeah.
Is the one where Koch headed it over? He like tried to clear it, but headed it over to him, and he just smashed it straight to the bottom.
Yeah, smashed from edge of box. Yeah. It was just like. I don't know. The defending's still not there for me. We are starting to look better going forward, but the defending's still not there. And it smacked of, oh, here we go, same old shit, didn't it, when they went 2-1 up? Like you could feel the fucking air suck out the ground. And I think the Bournemouth fans, cheeky bastards, even started a football in a library chant at one point, but that quickly got extinguished. So, but yeah, I mean, the first half was shit. It was shit. We went ahead and then let it go again. Looked like we were going to fucking throw it all away again, like we have done so many times this season. But somehow something changed. It's not even as if like the halftime team talk fixed it because we came out and conceded straight away, didn't we? And at that point, me and my mate were in the bar. Yeah, we're in the bar and we looked at each other and said, "Shall we get another pint?" We stayed down there till about 60 or 65 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It was just, the atmosphere were awful at that point. It were awful.
Yeah, it were getting a bit toxic, wasn't it? Me and one of my mates, Kyle, were 30, between 30 and 35 minutes. And like I said, at that point we were 2-1 down. We were just, it were absolutely abysmal. The football that were on show were just horrendous. We were all over the place, very, very narrow, getting pulled from pillar to post. And we both looked at each other and said, "Pint." Like, and that never usually happens, you know what I mean?
There was a guy behind us fucked off down for a pint on about 22 minutes or something. He'd had enough already.
Yeah. Just response to Alison's comments. Yeah, me and Jay are both season ticket holders, so we have to watch this shit all the time. Yeah,
exclusive.
A couple more comments. Luke says the youngsters won that game. I think we'll get a little bit more into that in a little while. But Gil is saying, gonna have to say, I know people think I have an agenda, but all three of theirs came from our right. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Cock definitely at the fault for the first one. Now the second one, their second one, Billings goal. If you watch it, I mean, I watched it on what's it, super fans. Oh, I didn't call myself a super fan. That's fucking him.
I know, I never said that.
cheese wedge ultra over here.
That's right.
I can't remember what you completely threw me there.
You're on about Billings' goal.
Yeah, Billings' goal. I watched it on Match at Day, and I've seen a few highlights of it since. And Rocker was actually tracking him through midfield and stopped to start to slow down. Then it obviously came to him, and it kind of did one of them to try and keep up with it. I mean, fair play to Billing. It were a cracking effort. I mean, obviously it wasn't as good as Greenwood's. You know, Greenwood's left foot. I mean, he's a right-footed player. He can play with both feet, can't he, Greenwood? But he were some.
Imagine if Bamford could do that.
Oh, don't want to talk about him. Have we had any more news as to how long he's out for?
No, we haven't.
Apparently, it's a 7-day injury.
We've heard that before, though, haven't we?
Yeah, 7 years to permanent, hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, we've heard that about multiple players multiple times. So I'll take that with a pinch of salt and see how long he actually takes to come back.
Alison's in the comments saying she loves the song for Willie. It's class. Everyone likes
that's caused a bit of controversy, hasn't it?
It has indeed. One of our members was on Twitter defending himself last night because the PC brigade were out and all that sort of stuff. But we won't get into that on here. It's not the time nor the place. So, I mean, for me, the first half of the shambles, like I said, I were ready for walking home at half time. Obviously, I wouldn't ever do that. But I just thought this is an absolute shambles. They then scored again. I mean, that bloody goal is absolute. I don't understand how many bloody back heels and little flicks and this, that, and the other one team can do. We absolutely got hook, line, and sinking every single time they did a little cheeky back heel. Two players were cut out straight away and they were through. It's like watching bloody, adults five-a-side, these little flicks that, and we were suckered into it every single time because they were pressing so aggressively. They just sent themselves for a frigging hot dog every time. They did. And then he brought Willie on. Yeah, Willie came on the second half, didn't he? But and then Greenwood came on and just completely, for me, changed the game. As soon as that second goal went in, it's like someone just stuck a bloody adrenaline injection up her ass, and actually no, we can actually still play football. We can actually try to do something here. We can actually try and win this game. Yeah. Because before that, to me, it just looked like we'd absolutely just. That's it.
We look like we're giving up again. Consigned to so many times.
It's just so frustrating because the football is dross. I mean, it's some of the errors that we make and some of the gaping holes in our defence and in areas of the pitch where you could just literally see where their attack is going to come. I mean, you can tell even before it's happened. You can tell where it's going to come from. Yeah, there's two of their wingers, two wide players sat in space.
There's always
where we're supposed to be
open. Always
exactly. We're supposed to be marking zonal, right? But we are allowed to mark the zone where a player is. Yeah. Not another zone where they aren't.
What zone are we actually fucking marking?
Yeah, exactly. You could literally throw a blanket over them. I was getting so pissed off. Your voice is gone, but anyway,
it was a funny day. I mean, it was a funny day. There were just so many weird things.
I must have had nearly 3 heart attacks. Genuinely.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was one of those, wasn't it, where you got all the fucking euphoric highs and the horrible lows in one game. It was just, there were points where you just thought, this is it, we've fucked it here again. And I remember there was a bit where the third goal for them went in when we looked at each other and said, fuck it, let's get another beer. And they showed Jesse Marsh on the touchline and he looked so lost, man. He looked so lost. Like he just didn't know what to do. But then he made the subs and you got to say he got it right. Like his tactics are a little questionable at times, but he has seemed to get his subs right more often than not. I mean, there's been a couple of shockers where he's put the wrong people on at the wrong time, but overall,
Yeah,
I'd say he does choose his subs pretty well.
And they definitely made the difference. 100%
They
made
did,
the difference.
and when Greenwood came on, my mate looked at me and said, "What's fucking Greenwood coming on for? He's not going to do anything." So then after he scored, I said, "Quick, slag rest of them off."
Slag Willie off quick.
He did as well. So then
you're joking,
he
really?
did his bit of magic. No, well, he did because I asked him to. He didn't.
All right, he's a lively player, isn't he?
He's so assured. How's he been sat on the bench?
Such a young lad. I've no idea, but you can just tell. He's like last season's Joffy for me.
Yeah,
when Joffy used to step onto that touchline to come on,
he brought a spark.
Crowd got a bit of a buzz off it, and it was like, oh, Joffy's coming on, or whatever.
Yeah.
And now for Gnonto, is it Gnonto? Is it Nonto? I think it's just Nonto.
I say it as Nonto. I'd ask our resident Italian Carl, but he can't pronounce anything.
Yeah, so he can't. Well, he was singing his song outside Peacock with me last night briefly. Even though I had to shoot off sharpish, but no, he was well in for it. I made him. I absolutely shit him up. I did what Luke does to you pretty much every week. I nearly sent him through roof at outside Bardo. What, Jesus Christ!
I think I dropped a pint once when he did that to me.
Yeah, I think he
got me another one.
It's because he's so small. I mean, obviously not as small as you.
To you, I guess.
to the normal average person, he's not in the eye line in Luke. But no, I mean, what a game! Let's go through a couple more comments here. What we got? Top of the morning to you lads. Here we go. There he is, the man himself.
There he is.
Sorry about shitting you up outside Peacock yesterday, mate. Pretty bold of you to assume we're using tactics. Joining us from Australia this time. I don't even know what time it must be over there. Must be knocking on midnight over there.
It'll be like midnight, I think, there now.
Great result yesterday. Lots of good bits. Lots of work still to do, but either way, it sets us up better for the Wolves and Spurs games. Absolutely. I mean, I said, I've said and been quite open in the group chat that I expected us to lose yesterday, and that we'd be.
Yeah, you've been a bit of a harbinger of doom, haven't you, this year?
The football's terrible, isn't it? Let's be totally honest. The football's terrible, and we're riding the vibe sort of thing, and we cannot sustain this. I don't think I can personally. My heart cannot take this. I was so up and down yesterday, and I'm at, like I say, my calves are in bits. My voice is just about coming back, really.
My hip is completely fucked.
That's just because you're old now.
You've
passed 40. Daniel Wright, tuning expecting a drunk Gilly again, a bit depressed, not going to lie, a bit disappointed. So I can't even read. If you'd got in here just as we came on live, we'd have both been honest and said, look, I feel as rough. I do look quite bad. Jay just looks normal, so obviously he's not,
Yeah, we did have a little chat before coming on about how shitty we both felt. So
yeah,
we're doing our best to represent drunken podcasting for Leeds United.
Liam says, brilliant second half. We need to play that for the whole game. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Nonton Greenwood made the difference. Special second goal. Greenwood gave them the team belief. I think, yeah, absolutely. And you saw that, like we've already said, you saw that as soon as the second goal went in, our second goal went in, it were like, come on, then we're up for it. Crowd built up again because, like you said,
you could feel it, mate. You could feel it. The atmosphere was electric when it went to 3-2.
It's like a wave, innit?
Yeah.
It's like a wave, and it just it gone as soon as they'd scored their first goal. The atmosphere in Elland Road just went like you just sucked it, and it never used to be like that. And I think it's because we know that we're probably going to get a hiding. It's that anticipation in it. You're thinking, oh fuck, they've scored. We're shagged now because there were a point as well.
There were a point as well, like when it went to 3-1, and you thought, "Fuck me, are they going to score 5 or 6 here? This is going to be the end of him." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then somehow it all turned around, and it were complete like 180. It just flipped entirely. Suddenly we took hold of it, and they suddenly looked like they were the team in trouble, and it just didn't look like anything other than a Leeds win were coming from that point.
Yeah.
And to say that after like what we'd watched for 60 minutes before that, you just would not have expected that.
No. But the first, until they scored, we were brilliant. And this is what I don't.
And we do that a lot, though, don't we? We do that a lot.
This is what I mean. Like we've got a very, very good, 20, 25 minutes in us, providing that no one scores, because we scored, and then we I don't know whether we just take his foot off the gas or what. If they score, it ruins us. And we need some sort of inspiration, maybe in second half. I don't know what he's giving them in the changing rooms, or if he, introducing some subs and try and do something that way. But I just don't get it. We can score, and the crowd were up for it, and the teams, and then all of a sudden they score, and it's like, oh well, that's that then. Yeah. What the fuck?
And that's it. It's like it knocks the stuffing out of them, and they forget how to play football when you concede a goal. And that's why I was surprised against Liverpool that we didn't just roll over when we conceded, because we normally do, especially against shit teams. So I always think the worst if we concede a goal now, because it's like they forget everything that they've been told, and it all goes out the window. And we saw that again yesterday for a period, up until those substitutions. I think somehow it turned the game.
What did you make of Harrison yesterday?
Fuck me. I've stuck up for Jack Harrison a lot on this pod, because I do really rate him as a player, but he was fucking garbage, and he needs to have a sit down on bench for a couple of games, I think, and have a think about what he's doing and where he's going and how to play a final ball.
I don't think the right wing position suits him. I think he's much more effective on the left wing to start. I just thought I'd say that. I don't think he plays well.
Do you think he wants to go wide and cross from the touchline rather than sort of cut in?
I would say so, because that's where we've seen Harrison be more effective. Swing, he's crossing and all that sort of stuff. He's second to none. He's really, really effective there. Not that we play with width at all, really much. But we've got Bald and Yorkshire Pommy is.
We'll get you to come on and have a chat.
But for me, like you say, when we play so narrow and the rest of the team are so narrow, if there was an opportunity to switch the ball to the other side of the field, we would do, but we don't have anyone there anymore. So Harrison's having to move in and try and play these little intricate passes, but within like literally a few yards through about 7 players, and he would try and it would just not working for him yesterday. And he were getting frustrated. The fans were getting frustrated, because it's like, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
him and Rodrigo trying to play these little intricate passes in between about 7 or 8 frigging players. It's just never going to work.
Like they were defending with 11 men behind the ball whenever we had it. Like when we were coming forward, everyone was back. They didn't even have a guy on the halfway line in case a ball came out. Do you know what I mean? They were defending with everybody back, and we struggle to break that down. And we're not going to be playing little balls through when there's 5 men around us. And the movement needs to be a bit better, because it looked again a bit like what I saw at Leicester, where there were times we were coming forward, we had the ball, but people weren't running. And sometimes it just looks like they're not sure where they're meant to be or what they're meant to be doing. And that worries me a little. But, we won at the end of the day. I can't complain too much. But
we can't turn it too negative. But
there were a lot of bad signs still that need sorting,
Yeah, like you said, there's underlying things.
Yeah, I feel like we won, but perhaps in spite of ourselves at times, It was great to see the fight and the backbone and the passion, but there's still stuff that needs fixing in there.
Me. You can still see the fighting for each other and the fighting for the manager.
Yeah, they're clearly playing for him.
I think they are. They clearly do show a fight, and there's a lot of passion there. You can see, but it's just like, is it a confliction between the vibes and the shit tactics and the passion from the fans, and it's just like a blender of just. It's I don't even know. I sometimes I just sit here like, what the fuck is going on? Because you just don't know, do you? It's just a whirlwind of everything, and it's just like the worst cocktail you could ever want in your life.
It's like someone puts a needle in your arm full of all emotions you can feel and pumps them into you and go, and you just
that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Right, let's bring the Bald and Yorkie Pom. I think his name's Nick, if my memory serves me right, but I'll have to double check. Now then, mate, how we doing?
How's it going?
Good, mate. All good. I just need to say I'm at work, so if I have to nip off, I've got no choice.
It's all right. We won't say hello to your boss or not like that. Yeah. Do you manage to watch the game then?
Yeah, mate, I did. I watched it back this morning. So I watched the highlights on the way to work, and then I got back home and watched the full game. And fuck me, Jesus Christ! Leeds United, what are you doing?
Let's break it down, like I've just asked Jay to do. Then break it down into first half and second half, and try and give us what your thoughts are on both halves.
Oh, mate, the first half we started how I want us to play. Pressing all the time. That's Leeds United. Leeds United don't sit back. We press and we take the fight to the teams, and we started perfectly. And then Bournemouth just seem to find gaps in the defence. We have a serious problem when it comes to the wing backs. Those long diagonal balls outdo us every single time.
Are our kryptonite.
Hey, say again, mate.
They're our kryptonite. Those balls. They are.
They do us every single time, mate. And there's nobody there to defend it. They find the gaps and then they're just running behind. We've got no chance. It's a weakness we've got. Every single game it happens. Every single game. It needs fixing. That was the first half. The first half was diabolical, mate. We had 100% effort, just no focal point. We had no tactics. We were running after the ball, chasing it like an under 5 football team. You know, we were just chasing the ball. We didn't have a plan. Second half, one of the best fucking second halves I've seen in recent years. That was fucking awesome, mate. I love a comeback.
After about 55 minutes,
No, you're all right.
It's all right, mate. Anything goes on here.
It's off the watershed over your end, isn't it, I suppose?
It is. And I looked at the last time I was on the podcast and I thought to myself, I swear, way too much.
You're in good company. You are in good company.
Fit right in.
That's it. You know, that's exactly it. But what do you reckon to... go on, Andrew.
All right. Do you think people sort of calling for Willie to start now? Do you think we'd lose something from him starting rather than coming on as a game changer? Yeah,
he's taken Joffrey's role. I think he's he's no disrespect to Joffrey in any way, shape, or form, but I think he's a level up from Joffrey. He's probably proven himself over the past few weeks, and he's gone above him. He's an impact sub and a half. He's little Willie Nonto. Like, Jesus Christ, he's a player.
You got to question how he ended up playing in the Swiss League, haven't you? With the talent he's got.
Yeah, I read something about him, and he wasn't getting much game time at the club he was in. So this guy's obviously dedicated, and he's got a plan for where he wants to go. So he took a step back to take 2 steps forward to get game time and put himself on the stage. It's worked out well for us, hasn't it? Because now we've got a teenage Italian international. And Jesus got some pace, endless.
He's like a little tank, isn't he? He's like a little tank.
Fans may not like it, but Rodrigo, 7 goals in 12, he's a starter for us. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I can't knock that. I think for me, like you lads have said, is he a starter? He's made a couple of good impact substitution appearances and stuff like that, but is he a starter? I don't know. I'd like to see him be more involved like he has been. But time will tell. I mean, like we've already said, you know, Harrison's not playing fantastically. Sinistera's out for a while. So, you know, how much it's one of them. How much do you depend on these young lads to you know, because if we were to start Willie, who's to say that it would play as effectively? We don't do it. We don't.
That's it. I think we'd lose that impact that he has. And that's my worry. But as you say, with Harrison playing poorly and Sinistera injured, there's a possibility he will get thrown in to start.
All right. Well,
I'm going to quote Scum, mate. And I hate doing it, but if they're young enough, they're good enough. You know, that's the wrong saying. If they're good enough.
I know what you mean. No, yeah, you're right.
I know what you mean.
He's. I refuse to believe that guy is the age he is. He looks 37. His face is melted. He doesn't look like an 18-year-old.
Who's that?
Not so. Like, what the hell? It looks like a bulldog chewing a wasp. It's just.
My mic's hungover as well, I think, this morning. Who was that African lad who were teenager, but he genuinely looked 40. And it's not too long ago. I can't remember what his name was. But there were a guy who looked genuinely like he was in his 40s, but apparently he was like 21 or something. And we were like, no chance. No, I'll have to dig it out. I'll tweet it if I find it.
You used to get a lot of dodgy passports, though, didn't you, with the African players?
Yeah.
Like, Tony was about 45, wasn't he, when he finished with us?
Was it Falcao? I remember his name right. The striker. And it was something like 37, but his birth certificate said 28.
I've no idea.
Could have been, yeah. Could have been. There's been a few, though. There's been a few over the years.
So Simon said, Gnonto is a young boy with bags of potential. No need to rush him into the starting 11. His role should be exactly what it is for now and give him time to build. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. You know, others won't do. You know, there's people that will clamber for him to make an appearance now because he's had such a good impact on the team. But you can't rush these things. And like you said, if he's good enough, then fair enough. But yeah, I don't think we rush it. I mean, look, we've got a prime example with City and Foden. For me, he didn't rush him in. He's taken his time. He's nurtured him. He's not put too much on him, and now he's one of the best players in the country.
They were weird, that wasn't it? There were a lot of pressure to either play him or loan him out, and Pep just said no, I'm staying here and develop him. I'm happy with the squad. Yeah, and he did everything right with him.
We've got his own example too, mate, in Somerville. Like what a player Somerville is.
No, exactly. Oh yeah, he's absolutely world class. Yeah.
A few questions about his attitude, apparently, but
Oh mate,
I've heard
you say about his attitude, but now he's
good influence on him.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, sorry, there's a bit of a crossover with a.
Yeah, it's because you're on the other side of the world, mate. We've got to remember that.
Somerville, he's you say about his attitude, but now he's playing in front of 40,000 people at Ellen Road, and the volume there, mate, that's infectious. I mean, Tyler Adams fucking loves the place now. He loves it. Tyler Adams is my kind of player.
Oh, I think he's great. I think he's fucking brilliant. It's exactly what we needed, and I think we'd really be struggling if we didn't have him in there.
Yeah, he's a
bulldog in the middle of the pitch, man.
Montiel
was at Inter, but didn't see a route to the first team, so went elsewhere to build up a career. I think he's doing exactly what he needs to do at the minute, and he's a perfect impact sub. Yeah, I think we're all pretty much agreed that we keep him as he is for the time being. Daniel writes, I think that Joseph Manala, I think that's the guy. Google him, everyone. Get him Googled. I think he was like 21 or something. It genuinely looked like he was retirement age. Probably find a bus pass in his wallet somewhere. So, chaps,
been great chatting, mate. I got to shoot.
Right, all right. Cheers, mate.
All
Speak soon.
All right,
cheers
mate.
for joining
Catch
us,
you.
He's gone. It's nice having these Australian listeners dropping in every now and again, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And
it gives people multinational.
Someone else to listen to. They're probably sick of us.
Yeah, definitely. What do you reckon? What do you reckon to Marsh then, Jay? Is it
fucking hell?
If it were down to you, if it were down to your decision, do we keep him? Do we carry on playing this fucking, if you can call it football? I don't know. It is football, but it's not the ideal football we want to be watching, is it really?
It's hard for us after we've been spoiled with Bielsa's football. If we'd not had that before, if Marsh had come without us ever having had Bielsa, we'd probably be all right with what we're seeing, because what we saw before Bielsa was shite as well. So we're just a bit spoiled now, aren't we? Yeah. I think that he's probably safe for the season unless there's a point where we look in real trouble. I just don't see him. No, we're like 12th in the league now, Smarty. We're flying.
These 6 points, I know these 6 points have come at a fantastic time for him and probably the worst time for us. I mean, if we were to look at it on both sides of the fence.
The worst time for us? There's never a bad time to get 6 points.
Because I wanted him sacked, mate. So these 6 points.
So you mean the worst time for people that wanted rid of him?
Yeah, which is, it's a large proportion of the fan base.
Leeds hitting bastard.
No, I'm not hitting bastard. I just thought, given the opportunity to, now with the World Cup coming up and having someone else brought in to, establish themselves, establish a different kind of style. Because let's bear in mind, we were told right from the very start when they got rid of Bielsa and Jesse Marsh came in, that it was making little tiny tweaks, little teeny tiny tweaks, and that we would evolve from being, so hit and miss with regards to his defense, to shore his defense up, play more zonal, and that'd be it. But we do not play anything like what we were before. It's a completely different style.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like, well, so we haven't really got what we were promised anyway to start off with. I found myself screaming. We were breaking with ball. We managed to break with ball and we were countering. And 7 of our defenders, or 7 of our players, should I say, were just trotting at back, and there were only 3 players running forward with ball. Now, I don't want to go back to talking about Bielsa because he's been and gone or whatever, but that kind of football, every single player would have been bombing forward, barring probably a couple of defenders. There was just no urgency. This is before we'd obviously brought, Greenwood and Nonto on and stuff like that. But they've just basically resigned themselves to a loss, in my opinion. They just go, it's pointless attacking because we're not gonna win this game.
Yeah, you do get that feeling, and that's like the last thing a Leeds fan wants to see. Do you know what I mean? The one thing that we demand is passion, and we want to see effort from players. Look what a legend Andy Hughes was. He wasn't brilliant, but he never gave up, did he? He always put in a shift.
Simon's been busy on Google, I can see. Scooby D2, I still want him sacked, hanging by a thread for ages. Gone after Palace game for me. The thing is, though, the board don't want to sack him. The board will not want to sack him, and they will do anything that they can. And these sporadic wins, these sporadic points, they will keep him in a job, undoubtedly.
Yeah,
they don't want the old
an American
thing.
The 49ers want an American.
Well, I don't know how deep you go into that, mate. Whether it's the 49ers, we're not going to just employ American coaches from here, going forward. It's not going to happen like that. I think it's quite coincidental. It's not going to happen, is it?
We'll see, won't we?
I mean, well, like I say, stranger things have happened. It will be their team at some point. They'll
what
do
you got to remember,
but...
Smarty, with American sports and stuff, it's all about marketing, all about image.
I get that, and I understand. And I understand that now. Well, it's obviously, we're getting more American fans. We're getting more American fans, in conversations on Twitter and all that sort of stuff. That engagement is there, and it's growing, and it's great as a marketing sort of tool and tactic. But I don't give a fuck whether we're watched in America.
No, I don't give a shit. None of us.
I don't give a shit. Some guy put a tweet out this time 7 years ago, whatever. We beat Cardiff. It was first time we beat Cardiff, or his first win for ages.
Yeah,
and there were like 17,000 there, and I responded with a picture I took of that game. And you look. I don't give a shit about being big in America. I know that the board does, and it's great for income and all that sort of stuff and marketing, blah 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 blah. But I don't give a fuck. I give a fuck about the fans that go there into the stadium, that have been there from the start, and that's all that matters to me. I don't care if they bring in another American coach. I just want to see good football, and I want to have composure. That's all I want. I don't like this mess. We're absolutely shit, but then we're fantastic. It's not good for anyone, is it? Really?
No.
I just want. Even if it were to be half and half, 1 minute we're absolutely shit, then we're absolutely great. If we just do that, if we meet halfway, then for me, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
well, time will tell. But he ain't going to get sacked, is he? He ain't going to get sacked.
No, he's not. He's going to be here till end of the season unless we have like a run of like 5 or 6 games again that puts us really into the shit. I just don't see any other thing happening. Carl's bang on.
What's Simon saying now? Do you not think, Smart, if we're patient as a fan base in the next 2 to 3 years, we will be so much stronger? The amount of talented young players we have is crazy. Yeah, I do, absolutely. Of course I do. But football's a results game, isn't it? We can be as patient as we want. We were patient last year. We were, honestly, every single person that went to them games last year deserves a frigging sainthood, because there were no malicious chanting. Everyone were getting beat. We were getting dicked by City. We were still loud and proud, and it was a common thing.
I'll never forget sitting in the home end at City and watching that 7-0 or whatever it was.
Incredible, wasn't it?
Me.
But it was a good atmosphere, though. It was a good atmosphere.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
And that's always been our badge of honour. The atmosphere at Elland Road, don't matter whether we've been absolutely terrible or absolutely fantastic. It's better when we're absolutely fantastic. Good, don't get me wrong. But that's always been a badge of honour for us. Win, lose or draw, the fans will be right behind you. But I think the patience, I think it's the panic. The panic has started to set in. Maybe not so much now, but with the way that we've been conceding, the way that the losses have been starting to stack up over the last, obviously before Liverpool and Bournemouth. People are starting to panic because no one wants to go back down to the Championship. They just don't.
No. People moan about the Premier League. Oh, it's shit, blah, blah, but no one really wants to go back. You know full well that if we do, the squad gets dismantled. We're starting from scratch. Anything could happen. We could do a fucking Sunderland and go back down again, or we could rebuild and come straight back. You just don't know. It's a lottery, and I don't want to play in that lottery, to be honest with you. I'd rather stay where we are and keep building. There's got to be progress, though, if we are staying and building. It can't be doing this every year. It can't be.
No, that's my point. That's my point. Is I don't want to be harking back to Bielsa. When his first year back in the Premier League, we literally set the league on fire. We did. We screwed up that new, newly promoted club sort of, style or whatever, what I expected of a newly promoted, and threw it in the fire and says, right, we are Leeds, this is how we play. Fuck you, fuck everyone else.
Yeah.
You know,
None of that worrying about the opposition.
And to hell with it.
Yeah. We just went and did our own thing and it worked.
That's it. And then now we're kind of conforming to the, oh, well, we need to be careful and we need to do this and we need to build nice and steadily, which is fine. But this up and down emotional roller coaster is just not, it's not great. But at least, it's showing promise. Like a few people have said in comments, a bit more time or whatever. I don't know how much more time. He's had quite a bit more, time than other managers have had. And he's had more patience from the board than a lot of others have had. Only time will tell.
We've got a great comment here from Gordon White. Morning, fellas. I'm on a defibrillator at present at 75. I don't know how much more I can take.
Hellfire.
We all feel a bit like that, I think.
Ask him if they can stick some of that laughing gas on, Gordon. You'll be sound then. You'll enjoy it a bit more, I reckon. I'll hope you well anyway.
Yeah, get well soon, mate.
Yeah, I'll dropped in a comment as well saying good luck rest of the season. God, he's not playing, Carl. He's just Oh God, the fact they sing Billy Bremner's "Barmy Army" and not Jesse Marsh is pretty telling. Yeah, but
to be fair, we've sung that since Billy Bremner played.
Yeah, it's one of them. I mean, you're not going to get. I mean, after the first few games of season, we were doing well, we were playing well. And Jesse Marsh, the old Gary Monk chant or whatever. He's not going to get his name sung, not unless he makes it like this team more consistent, and it's just not going to happen, is it?
No,
it really. You're not.
If he achieves something, then obviously everyone's going to be singing his name, get behind him, and be great. Everyone will love him. But when you're playing so inconsistently and the tactics are so shite, you're not going to get songs sung about you, are you?
No,
you need to go.
Tyler Adams,
you need something to happen.
They were singing USA at Tyler Adams. What do you reckon?
At the end, when they were clapping the fans and that.
I noticed that were coming from Cheese Wedge and yeah.
I didn't start that, so don't look at me. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I know it annoys some people, but hey, if a guy's gone out there and give his all, and we can sing a song that makes him feel good, then why not?
Yeah. I'm like I say, I'm a bit impartial. I don't mind it. I wouldn't sing it myself, but I don't mind people singing it. I don't, it's from
I find it a bit odd,
it's just a little bit cringy, a little bit odd. But who am I to say? I don't mind as long as people aren't abusing.
But that's a perfect example, like you're saying about singing songs from Marsh. Look at Tyler Adams. He puts a shift in, and everyone loves him, and he works his ass off, so he gets his rewards. He gets his songs sung. That's how it goes. You do well, you get songs sung about you. You do badly, people say horrible shit.
Is Gilly in Cheese Wedge with you now?
Gilly's wherever he can get a ticket, I think. Usually.
He's like a little hobo, isn't he? He's like a
fly.
Podcast hobo.
It's like a fly.
He just appears everywhere. Yeah. Batty's Magic Sponge. In the summer, a few teams will be sniffing around some of our youngsters: Melier, Somerville, Nontutt, Joffe, and Greenwood. If you had to lose one, Jay, which one would it be?
Oh God, don't say that to me.
Just off cuff.
Probably Greenwood out of that list.
Oh, really?
You said off the cuff. I ain't had time to think about it.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to lose any of them.
Well, I expected a concise answer. I didn't expect verbal diarrhea.
Well, don't put me on spot then.
To be fair, you might pick him. I'd pick someone else. Gilly, Luke, Carl, probably all, everyone else would pick differently. So who knows?
Of course we would.
Hopefully not. Hopefully none of them. Realistically, if someone did come in for them, they wouldn't get any game time anyway.
I wouldn't want to be losing any of them.
One of our best players.
They're
one
the
of our
core
best players
of our
got
team.
lifted off us in summer, and he's been sat on a bench over in Manchester.
Exactly. I mean,
you never guaranteed these things.
Look at Somerville as well as an advert for young players getting into the first team. Do you know what I mean? There's a clear path at Leeds, which is what attracts so many of these young players. Absolutely. And Somerville doing well now is just like bigging that up even more and saying to players, yeah, you will get your chances at Leeds if you're good enough. And I don't see us getting rid of any of them lads, not unless one of them kicks off and forces the way out.
Yeah.
I question, I question Somerville's attitude a little because of some of the stuff that we've read recently about him. But got to say, he busted a gut. They need to get back and try and make a tackle at one point late in the second half. Do you remember the one where he ran back, got a foot in, and the ball went forward, and Melier came out and cleared? with a sort of sliding effort. I mean, that were really good. He busted a gut there. He showed a lot of sort of passion and commitment for me in that moment. And Meslier again had a great game, which is weird to say about a keeper that's conceded 3 goals, but like he reads it well. He reads the game well. It's starting to get better for me at knowing when to come out and stuff as well.
Is Scooby saying that we don't sing Billy Bremner's Barmy Army? Or have I completely... Is that in... I think that might be in relation to Gillies, but we certainly have. I don't know whereabouts you sit, mate, but in South Stand we sing it a lot. And we have... I mean, I've been in there 10 years now, and we've sung it a lot. So maybe I'm reading into this wrong. I don't really know where to go from here, to be honest. I think we need to because we can do this to death. I mean, obviously we've got another podcast coming out Tuesday. I'm not sure who will be on. I think I'm hosting again. Might be you guys. I think it might be you, Gilly, and Luke. That's on Tuesday. But we can get into this a little bit more, on Tuesday and try to put the world to rights again and that sort of stuff.
But see where we're going and what we're doing.
As far as obviously the Berardi and Cook and yesterday's game, I think we're happy that we've got 3 points. We definitely deserve 3 points. The way that we showed composure and the fight that we showed yesterday, 100%. But I'm still not sold too much. But anyway, it's
progress. We're winning some games again, and it's a lot nicer coming on doing these when we've got 3 points, isn't it? So
and we don't always come on here when we've had a win.
I don't think you and me have ever been on for a win.
I don't remember any specifically.
I think this is
probably why we ain't got right. Maybe we're just better at doing grief casts, mate. That's all I tend to do. That's all I tend to do. I come here and moan and say everyone's shit, burn a lot of them, and fucking.
We've had a lot of them, haven't we, recently?
But anyway. Right, thanks everyone else for joining us on this wonderful, bright Sunday morning. It was maybe when we started in now. But
I think it's raining here.
Raining in Bradford. It's always miserable in Bradford.
Certainly is, mate.
Jay, thanks for joining me, mate.
Yes, mate, no worries.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for everyone else in the comments and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully it's been a decent stream. We are still probably hungover. It's just been
struggling a little.
Things. It's one of them things. I don't know whose idea it is to do this sort of stuff on a Sunday, but all it needs is stop.
Mate, if I'd tried to do this last night after the game, you'd have got even less sense out of me. So
I'd have been pressing all sorts of keys. It'd have been an absolute shambles, probably more than normal. But anyway, thanks everyone else. Thanks for everyone else who's been in the comments. I'm trying to find the outro. This is what happens on a Sunday. We're just not prepared. Thanks everyone else. Take care.